Ohio gozaimasu. I'm Crazed.
I'm Richie.
I'm Migi.
And welcome to...
We?
The?
Simpin.
Dai Niju... Dai Niju Yon desu. Or Dai Niju Yon wa. That's what it is.
That is episode 24. Right?
Yes.
Yep.
You got it.
We got it.
We got there eventually. And the topic of today's episode is... Tearjerker episodes. Or... anime.
Or moments.
Tearjerker moments. I like that one better. Tearjerker moments.
We should put a big old spoiler alert all over this.
Oh, yeah. We're going to be spoiling the shit out of moments in anime. So, when we get there, we'll get there. But before that, let's get into our weekly update.
I guess I could start off because I have the very typical boring Weebly update of I've done nothing but occasionally watch the episodes of the fall lineup like we've been doing.
Yay! Yeah, we're in the quiet season, guys. We're just really nothing's going on. We're all just doing the same shit.
We're getting ready to hibernate, you know.
Yeah, it got cold today. Super cold.
It did.
To the point I just didn't want to leave. I had to leave. Just to get you wine.
You didn't have to.
Didn't have to, but I needed to. I had to make my wife happy. Happy wife, happy life. I'm sure two girls here can actually, justify that saying.
Happy spouse, happy house.
Yeah, that sounds good.
That's better. It rhymes. That's a good rhyme. And we also put our tree up finally. I bought a 7-foot tree that is quite tall. It's touching the roof of the ceiling of the house.
Well, we have it on the table because there's nowhere to actually put
If
it.
we didn't have it on the table, it would be just fine. But the fact that we have it on the table, just for room's sake, it's quite large.
And how is this a weekly update?
No idea. I'm just transitioning to talking.
It's just a general update of the Weebs, I guess.
Yeah. I can't. I mean, I'm just complaining about the weather, and I'm just not complaining about my tree, but our tree is just
Old
massive.
man yells at cloud.
Ah! It's just cold. I'm in cold all day, okay?
You have. It's like, you know what it's like to be me now.
Yeah, you're usually cold, and I'm like, now I understand. It's a weird feeling, and I hate it. I don't like it. But I guess as for us, on our Weebly update, I have one that could be for both of us, as obviously, because I don't think you have anything. Which
unless I want to talk about one of your Christmas gifts, which is pissing me off.
Yeah, you want to talk about it? I already know about
What?
it. Talk about it. I already know about it, because obviously I told you I wanted this.
Like, last month sometime, I bought, through Amazon, of course, they were having, a flash sale on this item. A box set of the Chainsaw Man manga.
What? You got me what?
I think it's the first 11 volumes?
Yeah, it's chapter 1 of Chainsaw Man.
Okay.
It's like
the
a whole
first
act
chapter
1
Chainsaw
section
Man.
of...
So I ordered that for quite a deal. It was $56 total for 11 volumes.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. And it was like, it'll be here by November 22nd. And then... come the November 30th, they're like, it should arrive by the December 3rd. And I'm like, Jesus. And then it gave me an update today, new estimated delivery date is December 4th. And, there's gonna, inch it closer and closer to Christmas.
It'll be a great Christmas gift.
Indeed.
If it gets
If
there.
it gets here. If
is good.
If.
Well, I'm glad you got that out of your system.
Yeah.
I saw you do an eye twitch. Oh my
I
gosh.
don't know what you're talking about.
I know when she doesn't like something or go her way that she does an eye twitch when she talks. Yep, we just did it again. For the audience that didn't can't see that shit.
I twitch.
But as
I guess I vaguely purchased anime related stuff since I got you guys some of the merch from our Redbubble shop.
See, I might still do that for you, but I bought you a controller.
We did. It's cool.
Well, we did. I designed it with her.
You guys designed it together.
I sat her down and I said, "Choose your colors." And I just went and changed, and then I just asked for her address, and I was like, "Okay, you got your gift from both me and Witchley." So, and it's engraved. Yeah. It has her name engraved on it and everything. It's kind of nice.
It's gonna look amazing.
I
was taking advantage of the Black Friday sales.
That's the time to strike.
Do it now or never. It's now or never, or I pay more in the long run. So that's usually the case. But other than that, we've been watching. So we watched something.
What did we watch?
We watched a K-drama.
Oh shit! Yeah, we did.
It was one on Netflix that we were just very interested in watching, and it was called As You Stood By, which is basically all about domestic violence.
It was brutal.
Oh no!
Oh yeah. It I mean, I don't remember the names. I'm sorry. It's just the thing with Korean.
Names either. They had similar sounding names.
So I will say, best simp in the entire show, Mr. Jin.
Yes,
Mr. Jin.
Mr. Jin,
who is this pretty much like ex like Yakuza, Korean Yakuza guy.
He's a Chinese.
Chinese.
Yeah.
Chinese. Yeah, that's right. And he was badass. Loved him. He was great.
He was the best character.
He had a tragic backstory too.
He did. I wish we could have elaborated on it a bit more because of how important they made him.
Well, so this was a limited series, so this was 8 episodes instead of the normal 16 or so that usually K-dramas have, which so this was 8 episodes, about an hour each. Pretty good story. I liked it. It was like a left field thing. So the whole thing centers around a main girl who has dealt with like a domestic violence in her life with her family. Like her father was like hitting.
He was abusing her mother.
Yeah, just her mom, not the children. Children were never hurt, but it always just haunted her that she didn't do anything, for the most of her life. And she's like, what, in her late 20s maybe?
Yeah.
And so she finally decides to help her best friend, who is going through domestic violence with her husband.
Yeah, but she didn't learn that she was going through that until, like, just recently.
Yeah, just recently. It's like a recent revelation, like,
when she tries to visit her and she wouldn't let her in, and then she sort of weasels her way into the house and sees her covered in horrible bruises.
They did a good job with makeup.
They did.
It looked really bad.
They actually just bruised them.
Oh my god. Oh my goodness gracious.
Hey, some actors would do that.
Probably, but I feel like that would be very dangerous.
Like fucking there's a story that in one of the movies that Billy Bob Thornton was in, his character is supposed to have a limp because their leg is like broken or something. And so he put broken glass in his shoe.
Oh.
So that he would never put too much weight on it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's
fucking crazy.
There's another one with Diane Kruger from Inglourious Bastards. She is like the German actress in that movie. I don't know if
the double agent.
She's the double agent who's helping like the UK trying to like sneak in and pretty much
end the war.
End the war. There's a scene where she dies and gets strangled to death. By Christoph Waltz in that movie. And she said, strangling in movies has never looked good. So she wanted Christoph Waltz to strangle her for real. He didn't want to do that. Crazy. So the director, Quentin Tarantino, is the one that is choking her to death on camera. So if you ever see that shot again, just know that Quentin Tarantino is literally strangling her to death.
Well, not to death though, just strangling.
Well, yeah.
Some people do that, more dramatic if it's not to death.
Very true, but in the scene, it's she's supposed to.
She wanted it to be more real.
And oh god, it does look real.
Oh yeah, it was brutal.
But
nice.
So yeah, the whole premise of it, as you stood by, is like her finally standing up for domestic violence in general, and then basically trying to kill her husband and getting away with it.
Oh yeah, because the Chinese guy, he put it in her head.
Yeah,
by accident, of course. But
so like that's all good, and then like, I mean, I don't want to spoil anything, but there's like something with K-dramas where it's like they always have to throw in something else that just doesn't make any sense.
Oh, it's like a soap opera. Yeah, they're all like that.
Yeah, I guess so, because like we did that with My Demon, and there's some left field stuff, but I kind of ran along with it. But this one just felt more realistic and grounded. But then like they throw in this other thing that I'm like, what? You've never set any of this up, sort of. Not really.
I really like how they.
Why are there mechs in my fantasy spider anime?
Never living that one down. Got it. It was good. I liked it, for it being short and sweet, and there's a happy ending at the end.
Yeah.
I didn't know where it was going to go at the end, especially with how left field things were. So I thought it was good. I enjoyed it. It was a nice and we watched it all dubbed. It was very interesting.
That was interesting.
Because it's just laid over on top of their voices, so it just doesn't match, obviously. I mean, you don't hear their voices, but you just hear the English. And so it's like not lip synced. As it should, as it wouldn't be,
Yeah, it's easier to do that stuff with animation than it is with real.
Yeah, I don't like dubs for real life stuff. Yeah. Sub is the only way to go. It's so bad for real life dubs.
Yeah, it was a little distracting.
It was a little distracting, but I mean, the acting wasn't bad. Like I think they did a good dub, but like obviously it's just doesn't match with their lips.
It's like just focus on the bruises, not the lips.
Okay, I'll just look at the wounds.
Yeah.
So that's our
for subtitles still. Real life dubs are actually an L.
That's what we did with Squid Game. We first watched I think the first 15 minutes of Squid Game the first season, and then we were like, no, we're watching it in Korean subtitled now.
Hell yeah.
I'm not dealing with that. So
yeah.
I think I got a little bit. I got more lazy with this one.
He did,
but I was like, it was okay. It wasn't bad. It's not awful. So that is As You Stood By. We watched that over on Netflix.
Yeah. Where all the K-dramas are.
Yeah,
where all the K-dramas are.
There is so much K-drama over there. That's insane. It's like now that we watched
K-drama flicks.
Yeah.
Well, as soon as you watch one, they recommend every single one to you now.
Oh, yeah, because now you've gone down the rabbit hole.
It's like an algorithm where it's like they know what you're watching, and they're like, well, we got 20,000 more on here.
I still want to finish watching Bon Appetit, Your Majesty.
We should go back and do that. It's probably done now at this point.
It's absolutely done now.
It's been weeks. Months! So that was it. So we go on to our topic today.
Yes. To the main topic.
Grab your tissues, because we're doing tear-jerking moments in anime.
Tearjerker. Not jerking.
Yeah?
Tearjerker moments.
Tearjerker moments, not the other thing I just said. So we chose 3 each. Obviously, this is going to be we're trending on spoilers, so I just want everyone to be aware we are going to be talking about spoilers on some of the best moments that we find very emotional to the point of crying.
Right? I wish I could have thought of way more, because there are some times when you're watching an anime and it just unexpectedly just hits you and you cry. And you're like, God damn it.
There's so many. There's so many like that, and I would list 5 more if I wanted to, but we have 3 each, so let's go around the building. Oh, I said
my shitty memory appreciates you dwindling it down to 3.
No problem. It was a little tricky to try to find ones that I was trying to relate to all 3 of us here. I don't think we've watched everything on this list together.
So no, we're going to be spoiling for each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, there'll be moments that we're spoiling. So, you know what? I'm going to throw it to Migi first. Migi, you start us off with one of your moments. Right.
I will start us off with the moment that we all know in the anime movie Belle. which is so sweet. Honestly, I feel like there's probably a lot of moments in Belle that could be tearjerker moments. But specifically for me, when she finds the, main antagonist, so to speak, in real life, and that it's these abused boys, and she actually goes to them, and the moment when she is literally standing between them and their abusive father and protecting them, and they're not doing any of this bullshit like, you're a girl, you can't protect us, we've got to protect ourselves. They just let her do it, and that made me like so happy,
Yeah.
It was just a really good tear-jerking moment.
I love that. I love that moment. That whole
It's so
movie's probably one of my top 3 movies of anime of all time. It's just so beautiful, and the message
It really is
very emotional along with it, and I love that scene. Just talking about Belle, just to kind of relate to it, it's not one of my picks, but I'm just relating to like one of my scenes that it gets me going the most is when she sings that last song.
Yeah, I was gonna say also that last song.
A
That's
Million
a
Miles Away is the song. Such a beautiful song.
I
I am already crying. It's such a beautiful song, and her coming out to basically let her face, like show her real face, show her true self, her true colors at that moment. I am crying. I don't know why. It's so beautiful just talking about it. And you can hear my voice. But it's just like she lets all the walls down just to reach them, to do anything to reach them, and that song is perfect for that moment. And everyone's seeing her do it, and they sing with her. That's what got me,
because it's a lot of like self-love and positivity, not needing to look like a fucking crazy supermodel.
Yeah, and then when she masks herself or unveils herself, as I think the term is in the movie.
Yeah, I think it's unveil.
Everyone's just so shocked. They're like, "Wait, she's a 17-year-old girl," and like some people, you can even hear some people in the crowd being like, "She's like just like me, like nobody."
Yeah, I think that was what the like villainess level kind of singer lady was. She's just like me.
Yeah, she's like, and then she's the one that starts singing and like tells her, "You got this."
Mm-hmm.
So beautiful. And then I love your scene of her just standing there defending them, and just the father is terrified. Like, she is not backing down, and that's like the one thing that he like gets off on, is like he feels like he has this power between, with his boys, because they'll flinch, they'll be terrified of him, but not her. And that's what terrified him. Like I can't do anything to this woman, because in her eyes it's not going to change. Yeah. And that terrifies me. And you can see like him just falling to the ground and basically just cry and whimper off.
Yeah, right.
It's, oh man. But yeah, then holding them. And again, I love that movie for it not being very like, it's like, it has nothing to do with like two people on the internet that meet each other and like fall in love. It's like a paternal instinct, like, I need to protect these children, it's because
it's got a lot of that protective instinct, which I love. Like, I feel like in a lot of things that gets very gendered as like a masculine trait, and like guys don't want to be protected by a girl and all that shit, and it's like as if that was a masculine urge, and I'm like, excuse me, protecting people is one of my strongest urges, okay? I feel that so deeply, I just want to save people. So, like, I just love that there was nothing about that. There was no, you don't get to be the protector, there was none of that.
I love that, and I love that you chose this as the first one. It's so beautiful. Is there, did you have anything to say about it, Witchley?
No, I mean, I agree with what you guys say. Yeah, for me, the more tear-jerking moment is probably her protecting those boys and them letting her. It's very sweet.
Because that's when she finally met them, like, in person.
Yeah, like two strangers. She
got to them. Yay!
She got to them, found them, and wants to help them. Just especially because at the beginning of the movie, her mom did the same thing, helped just a random
like
person.
In that moment, she could really connect with her mother's actions and why she did what she did.
Being a hero, it's in her blood.
Yeah, So that was very sweet.
The whole movie's great.
Oh yeah.
Love that. There's many moments in that one. Like I said, the Million Miles Away song is just fucking perfect. Love.
Music is a good way to make people cry.
It does it for me. Definitely. Just talking about it, I was already kind of tearing up a bit. Anything else we want to say about Belle?
I think we're good. I think that we should go to Witchley next.
I agree.
Okay.
Witchley, throw us
All
your
right,
first one.
I've wrote down some notes I prepared. Alright, so the first one I wrote about was My Hero Academia, where they're saving Eri.
Love that. And that is in season 4, right?
Yeah,
that's
I believe
with
that's
the little
season
girl
4.
with the horn.
It's the
Yeah,
the little girl with the horn. We meet her, she's scared and covered in bandages, running away from the villain Overhaul. We all know Overhaul, I believe.
Yeah, we've all watched up to that point, so.
So, but he claims to be her guardian, so when Mirio and Midoriya find her, scared and trying to get away from him, they can't do anything because he claims that he's her guardian, and so that part is heartbreaking. But what really gets to me is when they actually do the raid to find, for one, the quirky racing bullets, and to save Eri at the same time. We get Midoriya and Mirio together again, to help rescue Eri. And boy, I could just say a whole bunch of stuff about this. I could just go all over the map. Let me try to get my thoughts back in a coherent.
Well, if you need a minute, I can kind of, chime in.
Okay, it's the Shie Hasakai arc for people who don't know.
I just go with the Overhaul arc, really.
Well, yeah, that's what you've always called it. But anyway, Mirio reaches Eri first and protects her, sacrificing his quirk to save her. That's an emotional moment.
Love
yeah.
And
I know, he's such a cute derpo.
He is, love him. And then it gets to the point where, they're fighting Overhaul, and Midoriya, he has, Eri on his back, and she's just constantly using her quirk on him, rewind, so he could use his power.
He can go plus ultra.
Yeah, he goes plus ultra. He uses 100% of his power to fight Overhaul without destroying his body, thanks to Eri. And I just love the cooperation with that. I think it took a bit of a battle to get her to start actually using her quirk, right? And it was so great seeing her actually come around to do it. She's a really unhappy child. She doesn't smile. But it's so great when you do see her get saved, and then it's not even in this arc, but when you actually get to see her smile for the first time.
Oh my god.
It is so emotional. Knowing all her trauma, her backstory.
Yeah, I think it's the next season when they want to put on a play for her, or a the school festival, and she wants. They're all the whole class 1 for UA is doing a whole music scene, and Deku's trying to get back there because he has to go fight Gentle. Awesome fight, by the way. But yeah, I love that scene where they're all on stage singing, and they have the whole class there doing their whole thing, the whole show and tell thing, and she's just out there with I think Lemillion, and she's just on his shoulders, just happy, and that's what inspires her to want to sing in the future, and wants to be a singer because of them and what Deku did. So.
But yeah, I could cry many times in that whole Overhaul arc. That's
very sweet.
I just cried this morning on Eri.
Yeah, you did.
in the final season, because I was like, oh my god, so emotional. I can't say anything because I know Miki hasn't seen it yet, but my god, I was.
Yeah, I avoided this final season.
I know. I would love to talk about this season alone, because you cried last week.
Yeah.
And I cried last week because it was so emotional. It's a culmination of because we're about to. This is all wrapped up now. It's about to be all wrapped up. There's 2 more episodes left of My Hero, and it's just that last episode we watched was like this culmination of everything that we've done for 9 years.
I feel like every season
That's
has
crazy.
successfully made me cry.
Right?
With like either these heartwarming moments or like these tragic things.
It's Deku. Like you were saying it this morning because we were watching it. It's like Deku is just this lovable crybaby.
Yeah.
That can just cry.
Hey. I would argue one of the like clear tearjerker moments would be, you know, just the second to last season, like basically the very fucking end with Ochako and Vampire Girl.
Oh yeah.
Toga?
You know, Toga.
Yeah. I love that bit.
whole she just needed a friend and she would have been her friend as little kids. And,
I know, I love that
this
scene.
whole like smile, do you think I'm cute? You know?
Yeah.
It was just like, oh, you are the cutest. She just needed someone to let her bite them sometimes.
Yeah, right.
Just sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah, there's so many moments in like from him being corkless at the beginning to, you know, where he is now. It's not just Deku, but it's everyone around him too. Even the villains.
Oh yeah. I love how the show shows you that a lot of these villains, all they really needed was somebody to like notice them or reach their hand out to them.
Yeah, to help them at one point in their life, and if they just were able to do that, then maybe things would have been different.
Right.
Which I just find
We
so
all
fascinating.
need some actual love and support.
Exactly.
I think this is what this show does, and Miki, I hope you can get to see the final season, and I want to talk about it with you. I'm
Absolutely.
We're at the epilogue right now. They're doing a 3-episode epilogue right now just to finish it all off, and it's done. So
nice.
excited. So excited. Oh, that was great. I love the airy stuff. Which like great. Did you have anything else you want to say about it?
No, I'm good.
All right.
All right.
Well, on to
Over
me.
to you then, Christ.
My number one is from Vinland Saga, and it is the "I have no enemies" moment. For those who don't know what Vinland Saga is, obviously it's a Viking story, about revenge and whatnot, with a boy named Thorfinn, and because his dad dies from somebody, and so that's the whole gist of is him trying to take revenge on the man that killed his dad. I'm getting into more spoilers here because I'm getting way past where we're at now, or at least to the moment I'm talking
the whole
about.
revenge thing, that's like the prologue.
That's the prologue.
I feel like I've heard that as a Viking story before, like in other shows.
Oh, I'm sure it's been done before, but like this one, like it's this little boy who watched his dad die, and protecting him, and then he follows the man that kills him to learn, try to kill him at some point, but like in an honorable way, like a Viking would, like a warrior, like he wants to fight him one-on-one, not like in a sneaky way or anything. He
Viking Inigo Montoya.
Yeah. So he basically follows him, and essentially, and his name's Askeladd, and Askeladd basically becomes essentially his father, in the process. But he still wants to kill him. Like Thorfinn still wants to kill him every chance he gets. He's like, I'll. He's like Askeladd's kind of puppeteering him, you know, in a way where he's like using
a puppet master.
He's like using him for his advantage, but he also knows that he has this vengeance, and he's so blinded by vengeance. Thorfinn is, and it's this kid that sticks around to Askeladd for 10 years. 10 years. Over 10 years, I think, actually 12. And he never gets that revenge. Because Askeladd dies before Thorfinn ever has a chance to fight him again. And it's very tragic. And he becomes a lost boy. He becomes he becomes so lost and broken that he doesn't know what to do with his life. He becomes a slave. And he's just cutting trees down to build a farm and everything. And it's through that arc, the farm arc, which has got my favorite arc in this entire show and manga, is, you know, he meets people and that are slaves also, and he also knows he tries to find a new calling in life. He tries to find purpose again, and it's at that moment where he tries to take up what his dad does, and his dad says, "I have no enemies," is what he's tried to teach him at the very beginning of this series.
Yeah, you don't have any enemies.
Yeah, you don't have any enemies. You don't have a single enemy. You shouldn't be fighting. There's no reason to fight. Like, his dad used to be a Viking as well, but he gave up all that because he got tired of it, and he's like, there's no reason to fight. Because I have no enemies, why am I fighting, you know? And it's this full circle that is so beautiful where Thorfinn realizes what, you know, he's trying to atone to his sins because he's killed so many people before he could ever reach Askeladd. He learned how to kill, he learned how to fight. He was basically a mercenary just so he could try to kill Askeladd. And in the end, he never got to do that. And so he decides to never fight again. There's this moment where he says it out loud and tells everyone, I have no enemies. And it's so beautiful because it's like he finally saw what his dad wanted him to see. And it's so fucking beautiful. And
that's so sweet.
And it's such character development. Like, Thorfinn's one of my favorite characters of all time. This series is probably one of my favorite of all time.
Oh yeah, that's great.
It's so good. And that moment just gets me every time. And there's other moments I would love to talk about, but I don't. That it's way beyond the anime. It's in the manga, and I have wept on pages of the manga just to see what Thorfinn goes through still. And it's beautiful. One of my favorite characters and one of my favorite series. And I had to mention the I have no enemies moment.
That's a good moment.
Yeah, a lot of people love that moment.
Oh yeah.
And
that's great.
Even the author was surprised. He's like, "This is crazy." I had no idea people would love this moment so much.
I was like, especially surprised that Americans loved that moment.
Oh yeah, Americans love this show. I love this show. I remember I was binging the first season just to catch up, and it was like each episode was insane. You know,
right?
So
just
beautiful.
to like get to the final episode of the first season, and it's called like End of Prologue.
Yeah, the first season is all a prologue, and it's like, what? Spoiler alert!
Insane.
Spoiler alert!
Spoiler alert!
Like, you watch 24 episodes, and it's like, this is just the beginning, guys. It's like, what?
It's only the beginning.
You've never watched the series, right, Miggy? I imagine.
No, but I have heard of it.
I highly recommend it if you
like
love
it's actually based off of, I think there's an original Viking tale that it's based off of.
So Thorfinn is an actual character in real life.
He was based off of a
Yeah, so I think that I've seen a Viking show off of that same story. Just like a real life Viking one.
Well, I know this story in particular, like, it's using characters that were around during that time period.
And real historical events happening too, right?
Yeah.
Very cool.
I know Thorfinn became like a merchant traveler at the end of his life. Or, you know, through his life, or at least what I saw in the history books. So obviously I think this is a little bit more of like it's fiction, you know, like this story is a little bit, you know, made up, but fiction. It's still using historical figures, and I think that's really cool. It feels grounded.
Cool.
It's very brutal. It deals with a lot of violence in both seasons, one way or another. It's great. I hope they do more in the anime space, because the manga's all done, so they could do more.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, and then I think we showed it to like Mama Bear and Donut too, and they loved it.
I did.
So good. Watched the whole thing. I think your mom cried.
Oh yeah, we both cried at the same part that I always cry at, which I will be talking about on my turn.
Oh, you'll get to that. So that's my pick, Vinland Saga.
Nice.
I have no enemies from Thorfinn. Back to Migi.
Back to me. Okay. All right. I'm gonna talk about Grimgar of Fantasy and Ash, because that whole anime is sad.
Oh, is this?
Yeah, so it's like, it's a fantasy isekai anime, you know? These kids, they're in this fantasy world, they're trying to like level up and get stronger, and they are struggling. They are having so much trouble just with like basic goblins and stuff. But they are such good friends, and they have this super duper wonderful leader who is like one of the nicest guys ever. and then they fucking kill him.
Oh.
He just gets killed by some random ass goblins in like the first or second episode.
Damn.
Oh my gosh.
And it's really, really, it breaks their spirits, guys.
Oh.
It's like the whole series is about them like dealing with their depression and their personal issues and working together to get stronger, and then building this team and finding someone else who has different traumas and helping her through her traumas and facing all of this shit together, you know? So it's like this fantasy kind of video gamified world, but it's so serious, you know?
Boy, it sounds like it. Sounds heavy.
Yeah. It is. It's pretty, and it can be really sweet, and it can be fun with the whole, you know, video gamified fantasy world. But it's like, yeah, no, trauma actually exists, and it kind of fucks you over, and sometimes you gotta deal with it. That's partly what friends are for.
Yeah.
And everybody deals with it differently.
I love dealing with like darker tones in something like an isekai. Like I remember Sword Art Online did that for me, you know, with it like being like there's stake. These people are dying.
The first half of season 1.
Yeah, that first half of season 1.
Yeah,
the best.
Yeah, that's the best.
Yeah.
Like,
that's the best.
Like realizing everyone
it's
could
all
just die.
downhill from there.
Yeah. But like I love that, and I've never watched the series, neither as Witchley, I'm imagining. I think this came out and like I remember seeing it and being told it was, you know, very interesting and good.
It literally has the word grim in its name, Grimgar.
I think this came out
fantasy and ash.
Oh wow, definitely the ash.
Yeah,
I think this came out in like 2016, so like it's been about almost 10 years.
Wow.
So
yeah.
I definitely got to take a look at it. So it's like, is there a particular moment,
like
or is it just the whole show entirely that just kind of got you?
The beginning part of that guy dying, because he was like such a nice character. You immediately love him, and he holds everyone together and gets them working together. And they have so much hope, and they take him away. And honestly, it's like you can't really believe it. Like, it would be more tearjerky if you could actually believe it. But there's, like, this part of you that's, like, doubting. They didn't really do that, did they? There's no way.
Denial.
They fucking did. Yeah, it's just full of denial. And then there's just so many really sweet moments between everybody that it's just... It's got the tearjerker vibes.
Aww.
It also reminds me, like, when they killed Eren off in the first season of Attack on Titan. And it's like, did we just lose our main character in like episode 5? It's like, what? Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, but he comes back.
Well, yeah, spoiler alert. I'm sorry, we're talking about Attack on Titan now, yeah. Yeah, he comes back to life. But yeah, it's just like crazy. You know, like, I love when people throw you under the rug like that. Like, Attack on Titan does that. Solo Leveling did that at the beginning. Like, I just love realistic.
I love when things
shit.
are suddenly, kind of realistic and grim. You know?
Yeah.
Especially if they're able to still have any kind of charm and happiness despite it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that.
I'm more interested in this now, because now I know what it's about. Yeah. We could just binge it all. Yeah. Well, anything else about Grimgar?
I think that's it.
All right. Well, then back to Witchley.
All right. I'll talk about my Vinland Saga tear-jerking moment.
All right.
Tear-jerker moment.
Which I did get me too. This moment is really great, so I'm glad you chose this one.
Yeah. So we get to know this character named Arnheid during the farm arc in Vinland Saga. And the moment I'm talking about is like, oh man, it's like all the events leading up to her death.
Spoiler alert, yeah. So she's a slave.
She is a beautiful woman, slave on Kettle's farm. She is Master Kettle's maid and concubine, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, duh, if she's pretty.
She's pretty, yeah. But we learned that before she was bought and taken to the farm, she had a husband and child. She is the embodiment of how poorly women were treated throughout history, I think. War made her lose her family, made her a slave, and she is just this thing that is owned and used for somebody else's pleasure. She finds herself pregnant with Kettle's child one day and hopes to do right by this child since she failed her first child with the war and stuff. But her husband, Garter, is that how you say his name? Garter?
Yeah. It depends on which translation you hear.
He is a dangerous prisoner of war. He escapes and finds her. He wants to take her home and back to their son and live a happy life like they had before the war and stuff. But he gets mortally wounded, and Arnheid goes and travels with him anyway, knowing that there's going to be repercussions to what she's doing.
Mm-hmm.
So she's with him for his final moments. So heartbreaking. So sad.
Yeah, that scene is sad.
Oh.
Yeah. And then she gets captured and is returned to Kettle, who is upset and beats her brutally for leaving him. She miscarries, of course, and then dies not long after of her own injuries. This particular story and like her whole thing, I think, really sticks with Einar and Thorfinn throughout the rest of the story.
yeah. I mean, it's what gives them the push they needed to find Vinland,
Yeah.
which, funny enough, Vinland is actually America.
I was good. I have a
sorry. I did not know that's what she had written down. Sorry.
Okay, so anyway, I was going to say her story was tragic and told so beautifully, and I still mourn for her. And there's another catalyst for going to Vinland. I cry every time I watch it. And I want to say, fun fact, Leif Erikson named America Vinland because he found it a beautiful country that had everything you needed to make wine. And I wish we kept the name Vinland because that sounds so much cooler than
I want to be
America
called Vinlanders, not Americans.
In my opinion,
Vinlanders.
Vinlanders. Yeah, I love that scene so much because you get to see what it's like in her shoes as a slave, and it's brutal, and you get to see
That is brutal.
You get to see her lose her family basically to war, to slavery because of war. You get to see
when you lose a war, you lose your right to tell your story and pretty much to be free.
It's very sad, and it's like you said, it's the catalyst that moves Arnheid and Einar and Thorfinn to go to Vinland after the farm arc. And I also want to throw in, once they get there in the manga, they get there eventually. They name the first town that they're building Arnheid. Arnheid. They're just so Arnheid.
Yeah, that's her name.
They name it after her.
Yeah,
and they have like a whole statue of her in the center of town, in the settlement. So it's very beautiful. So
sad.
So thought I'd throw that out there as a little bit more of a spoiler past where you've seen, but it's beautiful that they honor her still because they left such a big impression on her at the end. So love that one. All right,
Excellent.
well, I guess back to me. And I am doing Erased. And specifically the breakfast scene in Erased with Keo Hinazuki, who is our victim. You know, she is the child that is, that has been dealing with, abuse from her mom, neglect from her parents. She's the one that eventually gets murdered in the series, but obviously, with the story, he's trying to save her from the past, time travel, things like that.
Saving her is the key to saving his mom.
Yes. But the scene that gets me every time is like when he kind of connects with Keo finally and brings her to his house with his mom. And his mom is so caring. One of the best moms in anime, hands down. But she's so caring. She's being so motherly. Not just to obviously him, but also obviously Keo. And there's just scene that just breaks me every time where she sits down at breakfast.
You crying?
I am crying already just thinking about it. And it's so powerful where Keo is just looking at this warm meal, a meal she's never had from her parents. And she's staring at it. And she just cries. She's crying so hard because she's never had this. And his mom comes up to her and holds her as she's crying. It's like she knew, like, this is what she's been going through, a neglected parent. Or, she's had neglected parents. I think she only has a mom at this point.
Yeah, don't know what dad is doing.
Yeah, I know, and it's also abusive. Like, I know her mom is very abusive, and she just leaves her, I think, money for ramen or something to go buy at this.
If she doesn't leave her, like, crackers or stale bread to eat, then she leaves a little money on the table for her to get something from a vending machine. And
then, like, that's not a way to live. And so when she finally sees this meal, she just breaks down crying. And it's just so sad. That moment gets me every time, and I'm just talking about it, and it's getting me. So that moment alone, it's powerful. Do you guys have anything to chime in on this? I don't. Have you seen this one, Migi?
I have not, but that's so sweet. I love food.
Yeah, right.
Especially a good meal, like a really
like
warm
eggs.
Yeah, I think it's like an omelet or something, like an omelet rice or something. Omu rice?
Oh, omu rice?
Omu rice, I think, yeah. Maybe it was dinner or breakfast. Whatever the case,
it was totally breakfast. That was like the meal that they like highlighted through her experience.
Yeah, it does like flashbacks at the same time of her like eating just crackers or bread or something, and then or like whatever she finds in the vending machine, and it's just, and then it cuts back to the warm meal. It's just so powerful, and it just shows what exactly she's been going through. That whole show's great. Even though you nailed the villain like in 5 seconds.
I nailed it from the
intro.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I still have my
Literally
doubts.
Knows her villains.
I do.
It's a typical like time travel thing. It's this guy. It's this boy who can kind of just time travel, and he wants to go save his mom, who's dying in the future.
And it's really neat because he's like sees this butterfly right before like events happen, and if he can,
of course,
and if he can figure out what's going on, then he like can go back and change it.
It's
like
so interesting.
Of course, effect. It's a butterfly. It's known as the butterfly effect.
Exactly, yeah.
And it's so cool to see him like go back in time as like a pretty much almost a 30-something.
Yeah.
And know what like be more, and you can tell people are like, I think some kids even like catch on or something, like, right? I'm trying to remember. One of his friends was like, "You sound more mature," and he's like 8 years old. It's like, you're so mature. So weird.
Mature.
I think even his mom figures shit out, right? Is it thanks to him?
Is it?
I'm trying. I've only watched this once.
Good thing my mom never thought that. She thought I was very scary as a little kid in some regards because I was so very proper. She'd ask me if I wanted something, and she literally said sometimes I would be like, "That would be delightful, mother."
Oh my gosh, that's cute.
Milady.
I just was always very.
I grew out of that real quick. Now I say everything's stupid.
Good. That's more fun to speak that way.
It do be.
It do be.
It do be.
All right. Well, that was my pick. Erased. Still thinking about that scene. That scene still haunts me, but I still think about it. It's so powerful. So, on to Migi. Last one.
Yay! Okay, so I actually changed my last one so that I can just have like an honorary mention without spoiling something for you guys. But one that I remember that you guys would also know is Yano-kun's Ordinary Days, when they finally confess to each other. I remember texting Witchley immediately, being like, "Witchley, have you seen the most recent episode? I'm teary-eyed from the happy cuteness."
I loved getting that text from you, and I was like, "Damn it, I haven't watched it yet."
And then I think we watched it that night, and you're like, and you texted her back.
Yeah.
Like,
I did.
They do.
It's just so cute. It's a tearjerker in the most positive way. I just wanted to add some positive tearjerker moments in that too. You know, they don't always have to be sad or even like crazy dramatic of protecting someone from being dead. It can be something just purely innocently sweet of they finally recognized and talked to each other and totally admitted that they like each other, and it was the cutest ever.
Yeah.
I love that scene. I love that scene.
They're
I love when
stupid, and I love them.
I love specifically when in relationship animes, like will they, won't they things, like getting to know them, whatever. I love that, at least in these newer ones where I'm seeing that they get together almost immediately, or they're already together, or things like that. I don't want a song and dance anymore. I think I'm getting older where I'm like, just be together, okay? Just smush them together, and I just want to see I always like to see what is it like to be in a relationship afterward,
going through the ups and downs of a relationship.
And there's so many new ones that I would love to highlight now, like Shikamori is not just a cutie is such a good one, where they're already a couple, and the first episode establishes that, and you get to see their dynamic, and it's beautiful, and it's like, okay, I ship them immediately, and I can't wait to see what their relationship is like going forward. And Horimiya does that so great, where they're already together, like not even halfway through, a couple episodes in, and that's beautiful too. I just love that they just, like with Yano-kun, they got together so quickly.
How they handled Yano-kun so far, because you start off with this guy who just wants a normal high school life experience because he's so accident prone, and so when you get to that point where they both admit they have feelings for each other, it is so sweet and wonderful.
You can thank the shoujo manga.
It's actually it's perfectly timed, because I feel like it's not so soon that you're like, okay, well now what are they gonna do? It's over.
Yeah.
It's not so soon that you feel like it's like, okay, that was really fast, but it's not so late that you're like, finally. You're just like, oh my god, they did it! I'm so proud of them.
I think they got it just right. I agree. Yeah, like they didn't speed it up and they didn't drag their feet. So
yeah, I feel like it gave them just enough time to realistically know that they like each other and maybe want to date.
Yeah.
And now they're doing things that couples would do, and I think it's great, like coming over to their house to study and make food for each other, or go to the movies, or to a summer festival,
holding hands,
trying to hold hands. And being so conscious about that, because you sweat a lot.
Yeah.
So things like that. Love that. So perfect pick. I did not know you were chose this one because I saw the list of what you said, and I was prepared for you to talk about a different thing. So
yep. Nope, I changed it up because I didn't want to spoil the other thing.
I'm actually really excited that you changed it up, because it's only going to make your honorable mention probably more brutal, I'm assuming.
I'll try to keep it as spoiler-free as possible.
Gotcha. All right, well, back to you, Witchley. Moi.
Oh, shit. Okay.
I already know which one you got.
Yes, okay, so I did, all, sad things. But I chose things that made me cry a lot, or even ugly cry. Like this my last pick. I don't know, how long did I cry after this?
The whole movie, even after the credits, you just wouldn't. You were a faucet I couldn't turn off.
Yeah, I think I went through a box of
poor
tissues.
baby!
It's not easy to make me do that with the shows and movies.
Well, even the show, I know you're about to talk about the movie, but the show itself is so emotional too.
Yeah, it has so many tear-jerking moments that I could have
mentioned. And the show
is,
and movie?
Fruits Basket, specifically the movie Prelude. It's, oh my gosh.
It's hard to call that a prelude just because half of the movie is a recap and half of the movie is a prequel.
This movie made me bawl my eyes out. We get Kyo and Toru again, from the show. We get a recap of their tragic history, and we also get to see what they do afterwards. After
I love
the
that.
show. And
I love that.
That will make you cry your eyes out.
That was good.
And I won't go into too much details on that because I'm gonna spoil a huge thing that we don't actually get to see in the show.
It's just her parents.
It's her parents, Toru's parents. Kyoko and her father, Katsuya. Yeah, so
I already know it's going to be a tearjerker just because you're mentioning it's her parents.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So in the show,
I've seen a lot of the show.
Right. At the beginning of the show, we already know both her parents are dead.
Yep.
But we never really get to know her father in the show. And we get to hear a lot of stories about her mother, but like not very in depth. We only know from what they know of her. But this movie shows her mother as a teenager and her father, of course, they're meeting. But Kyoko, she is a troubled teenager. She is a misfit who doesn't like going to school. Nobody loves her. Nobody will miss her if she's not there. So what's the point? But one of the days she does go to school, she meets a student teacher who's like there training to become a teacher or something. His name is Katsuya. And he absolutely has no interest in teaching. He's only doing this to appease, like, his father, I believe. His family.
Mm-hmm.
He comes from, like, a sort of, like, rich, stuck-up family who expects the best or whatever their children decides to do. Tries to lay out their paths for them. But, so yeah, he's also another misfit. So I think he can relate to Kyoko quite easily upon their first meeting. But, like, Kyoko, she's, like, she doesn't know love, her parents never loved her, and it's very heartbreaking to see how her parents will even, like, ignore her or disown her if she embarrasses them. So, she joins, like, a biker gang and, like, starts doing, like, crime stuff. But Katsuya...
Not crime!
I know, right? Crime stuff! Katsuya is apparently the first person to ever defend Kyoko in her life when she gets confronted. So, and, like, I think he sees her as somebody who's actually genuinely interested in trying to help have a better life. And during their time together, they fall in love. And I think it's very sweet because this is, like, her first experience with any sort of love, really. So she quickly, unfortunately, becomes emotionally dependent on him. But it seems fine for now because they get married and they start having a little family together, and it's so sweet and wonderful. And then one day Katsuya leaves town for a business meeting. He catches a cold, and he dies in his hotel room. And, oh my God.
From a cold.
Oh yeah, he had complications from this cold. It wasn't getting better. And he wasn't getting the rest he needed. And I think he told Kyoko he was going to go see a doctor, but he never made it to his appointment. So yeah, he dies, and then she's labeled as, like, a bad wife for not taking care of her husband and stuff. Meanwhile, she is distraught that she lost what she thinks this in this moment is the only person she ever loved and who has ever loved her. So she abandons her daughter for a few days, who's probably like 3 or 4 at this time. She's contemplating on killing herself.
Ugh.
I know, it's pretty brutal, because she's like, how do I live without him? He's all I had. But then she realizes that if she does that, she's going to essentially leave Toru alone, like she was always alone growing up, with no love, no family there to help her do anything, despite that her parents are still alive and whatnot, and that she is about to, like, abandon the greatest gift her husband had ever given her, which is their daughter. So she comes back and she's like, I am a horrible person, I'm gonna make it up to you for the rest of my life. Which is a heart-wrenching moment as well, because I feel like her years with her husband had, like, it took a while, but it made her see that she has so much more love in her to give to people. And I feel like that was a really sweet thing once she finally realized it, once she was able to get over that hump of grief. But yeah, no, she didn't want her daughter growing up alone, thinking that she was never loved. And she, but despite losing a loved one, that love doesn't die, it just changes form. And that life goes on, and there's always somebody else who's going to need your love. And who's going to need your help. And she could definitely make children's lives better. And she does that. You see what she does. And there's so many tear-jerking moments, but this movie made me cry my eyes out so hard.
Yeah, you couldn't stop.
like Toru's dad, she never got to know him very well, but he apparently made enough of an impact on Toru because she started acting like him after he died because he was always such a sweet person. And so once her mom came back, Toru started treating her mom like the way her dad would treat her, and very sweetly and say nice things. And it's like she's like 4 years old. But it was also a bit of a survival tactic, like, oh, maybe if I act like him, mom won't leave me again. Not realizing that her mom has so much regret and remorse for doing that in the first place. But it's so sad. Tearjerkers.
Yeah. I love it.
It is very sad.
Love that whole movie.
Plus, J. Michael Tatum voiced the dad in the English dub, and I love his voice so much.
It was just icing on the cake there.
It was icing on the cake, which made it a little more tragic when he died.
Well, I love that one. I remember watching that movie with you, and I was crying at the beginning, which was just the recap. And I was like, why is this hitting again? Like, I already know. It's emotional. It's just emotional. They're like, they recap the whole show at that point. And or at least the last bit.
They have to go through all this shit, and then they can finally be happy.
Yeah. Such a beautiful story.
It is beautiful.
That whole remake is like a flawless, brilliant remake.
Brilliant, flawless remake.
And they did it justice by, 3 seasons in a movie? I think it's great. That's all you need. If that's all you need, that's all you need. You don't need to overdo it. You don't need to do filler. Because I think the original anime. Yeah. They tried doing it during while they were still making it.
Well, it was still being written. Yeah, they were making the show.
Just like Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah. Yep. So it got that treatment. But all the original, I think maybe even the Japanese.
The main cast, even the Japanese
main cast, both Japanese and English reprised the roles 20
years
years later
for this remake. Such a brilliant job.
Yeah,
I love that. I like that they can honor the past as well, by bringing them to the current remake, like they did with Spice and Wolf.
They
didn't have to do that, but they did, and I'm so glad that they did.
Right.
Because that's what makes those characters.
Yeah.
Even the Japanese ones. So beautiful. I love it. Glad you chose that one.
Excellent.
That was an emotional one. You gotta watch all of that, Miki.
We should make that a watch party thing.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good. We'll have all the tissues at the ready.
Yeah.
All right, I guess on to my last one, which is Violet Evergarden, specifically episode 10, which is titled Loved Ones Will Always Watch Over You.
No.
This is
no, just the name.
This one is very so the whole show the whole show is a tearjerker. The whole show. They have great moments with characters, especially with Violet, but this one really got me. This one handles her going to, as I think we've discussed before, but she is a auto memory doll. She writes letters for people that request her, and so she gets requested to go to a house with a very sick mother who is asking her to write letters for her for 7 days. So she's there for a week. And she has a daughter. This sick mother has a daughter named Anne. And, Anne is just a child. She doesn't know what's going on at this moment. She knows her mom's sick, but she sees Violet, and she kind of thinks of her as bad news.
She's stealing her time away from her mother.
She's stealing her mom. Because... I love what they do with this episode, just because they deal with Anne a lot and in her perspective of things, and you don't even get to see what Violet's doing a lot. You see her, but you don't get to see what she's doing, what she's writing, and it's showing the perspective of Anne and this needy child who just wants to play with her mom. She can't do that right now because her mom is not feeling good, and there's this person that just walked in and is taking her time away from her. And so she doesn't like that. She doesn't like Violet. And what essentially folds at the end of this entire episode is beautiful. It's emotional. I was tearing up completely every moment. I'm just thinking about now. I might need another tissue. Oh my god.
You have a little pile stacking up in
So
front of you.
I know I have like 5 tissues used. This is powerful. This is a powerful episode, guys, of podcasting. So her mom eventually dies. Anne is kind of, she's not abandoned. She has people that's gonna help, take care of her at this point in time, but she thinks it's unfair. And she doesn't know why even Violet was there. It's only till years later that she starts receiving letters from when she's 18 and onward. And it's letters from her mom that she wrote with Violet over
the course of 7 days.
Yeah. She wrote her 50 letters, I think. Or however old her mom was, I think. I'm trying to remember exactly the number. But like she would get a letter a year.
Yeah, for her birthday
every year from her mom. And it was...
Oh my gosh, that's so sad.
And it's like, it could just be advice as she's growing up. Because she's like, probably at this time, she's like, oh, you probably have a husband and a child. And so she just kept getting all these letters over the years. And it was so emotional. Like, they really punch you in the gut.
I didn't even watch it, and that's making me cry.
It's so good. And that episode stands out so much for me in this entire show. Violet Evergarden is amazing in everything that it's doing, and it's beautiful, but that episode alone is like, even as a singular episode, you can just watch that and you will feel something. And you're even feeling it now, like you said, Miggy.
I am feeling it now, Mr. Krabs.
But it's so emotional, and she gets it up till like she's, I think, 50 or something.
Yeah, I think it's in her 50s when the last letter arrives.
Yeah, and she just collected them all and stuff, and it's beautiful. Yeah, that's my favorite episode of Violet Evergarden. There's a lot of other moments in Violet Evergarden I love so much, and I've cried too. But that one really took the cake for me. And I still think about it to this day. I've only watched it once.
I know, right? We need to rewatch it.
And
that should be another watch party.
I bought all of the Blu-rays and everything in the movies, and I want to rewatch them at some point. That's how much I love them. That I've only watched them once and haven't watched it again. Not that I don't want to. It's just it's a short watch, but so good. And I love that episode for what it is, and the title definitely does speak that her mom is still there for her, even though she couldn't be at when she wanted her most. And she was just trying to use the time she had left to write what she could for her daughter. And so...
You're gonna make me cry.
That's so sweet.
No, you're gonna make me cry if you cry.
My eyes are stinging.
Sorry, that one really... I saved that one last because it's my favorite.
Yeah.
And it really...
I didn't put mine in any particular order.
No, I did mine I did mine by most emotional to me, and this was my most emotional.
You did good, sir.
The waterworks kept coming over time, so...
I'm bringing up all these tearjerker stuff, and
they're really good. You guys had some really good picks, too. Some really tear-jerking ones.
I'm so glad that Miggy picked one that had a happy moment.
Thank you, Miggy, because I know a lot of these ones we chose are very sad or emotional in different ways than just being cute, happy, stinking cute.
Yeah, well, I happened to think of it just then, and I was like, oh, that's good. That's a good one to include.
That's so smart.
It's hard to find some of those like that, because, the ones that really stick with you are the fucked up, depressing ones, or just have a bigger meaning to them, like what you said with Belle, and with Witchley with Fruits Basket, and Arnhide in Vinland Saga, and Aerie with My Hero Academia. I mean, you guys had great picks.
Well, you did too.
Thank you. And I'm not going to apologize for crying. This was part of the episode.
Yeah, that was like a point of the episode, specifically.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're going to leave it here for this episode, guys. If you guys enjoyed this episode, leave us a like down below and tell us what you think about tear-jerking episodes. Jerking.
Jerker.
Said it again. Tearjerker episodes. Let us know down below which ones you guys have that really made you cry.
Which ones did you cry to of our list as well?
Yes, please let us know.
You can find us on YouTube, Spotify, and even cool merch on Redbubble. Don't forget.
If you got any questions, comments, concerns, or thoughts for us, you can reach us at weebesimpinpodcast@gmail.com.
And that's a podcast.
So as we always say,
Ja, mate.